Good afternoon, Stitch Roadies. How are you doing? Oh, really? Well, I've got a lot of things to show you, so I'm going to get started with that. But first, it is rainy outside. Nothing different than it has been, although for a split second, a couple of nights ago, we saw a beautiful full moon. But after, too many clouds, some thunder, lots of green grass though, and things are starting to bloom already here. So we're not going to complain too much, although G is really looking forward to some good hiking weather. I have been trying to get a grip. Anna, get a grip on your cross stitch. Well, I think what did it was, we had Nashville days. Oh my goodness. It was so wonderful. Janine at Acorns and Threads sets up the Annex, which is, if you've never been to Acorns and Threads, it's this lovely cross-stitch shop. But next door, she has the classroom space, and it's connected to the shop by the office. And so that whole area is where sometimes you'll see I've posted pictures, or if you're on the Facebook group for Acorns and Threads, Margaret will sometimes post photographs of the gatherings, which are several times a month. Is a big classroom space with all kinds of wonderful samples hanging on the wall, and it has a little kitchenette and a bathroom, and it's just a lovely space. Well, that whole area was set up with Nashville. Nashville, Nashville, Nashville. And at the end, you'll see a little bit of a slideshow of photographs, including all of the suitcases that Janine had to bring back to get all of this stuff ready for Nashville days at the shop. And then there's many more things that are coming by mail. Anyhow, it was wonderful to, it's going on for 2 days, and so today is the second day of it, but I naturally had to be there at day one. Of course, I was a little bit late because I literally got behind every school bus in the state of Oregon, and they stop at all the train tracks, and they're being safe. So people were already shopping by the time I got there. There goes that poodle. Gosh, he's so cute. He's got long legs. Anyhow, there were a lot of people already shopping. Now, many of us pre-ordered stuff, and I will show you a little bit of that. But naturally, when you're there and you're in this heightened awareness of all this wonderful cross-stitch, you get enabled by each other. And I got enabled. So it was a lovely, lovely day. It was a lovely day. And people drove down from Washington. Lady Robiness was shopping. Yeah. People came from south up. It was quite a gathering. Linda from Bend. Not a whole lot is going to keep us from shopping at Acorns and Threads. But before I get into that, let me just say that I have been trying to get a grip. Get a grip, Anna, on my cross-stitch world. And I am the first to acknowledge that that's not possible. Not possible. But I can reconfigure it, if that's a way to look at it. That means that I am looking through the projects that already started, like the whip pile, and deciding where in my brain queue I want to put that. How important is that? And then I realized that I had kitted up a bunch of things in project bags that aren't quite in the frontal lobe. Yeah, they're not quite in the frontal lobe. They're like in the back lobe. Yeah, and it doesn't mean that I'm not going to do them. It just means that when you get an onslaught, and it's not like I'm going to start everything that I purchased, but it does make you think about everything you have going. Yeah, so there's that. I am working on the Sal with the Sunshine Stitchers, the Quaker, the Quaker Sal. And that is modern folk embroidery, put a bird on it, because naturally we in Portland are iconic for putting a bird on it. And so here is where I'm at. I've made just a little bit of progress. And what I think I'm gonna do, when you go on the Sunshine Stitchers you see the Sals when they post them, everybody has, they divided it up. Like a lot of people who organize Sals divide the chart up to make it more pleasurable maybe to move through, but not everybody has the same brain path. And so there's a variety of ways that people are approaching this project. And what I have decided to do is there's a lot of discussion about the center of the project, which is this big piece right here. I am going to do everything around that and leave that for the last. Yeah. Because sometimes the way you create a path to the finish can either slow you down or get you going. And I realized my Prairie Schooler Santa downstairs is like suddenly just slugging along, because all I have left is a bunch of snowflakes. And I was thinking I should have just done the snowflakes up front when I was really excited, and then have done more of the fun parts. So I am going to do all that fun stuff and then just have that big center Quaker motif. I am in love with Mrs. Sada's, this oxide silk. I just stitch with it like I don't plan anything, just wherever the color lands, and it is really freeing, as there's no decision making, and it's beautiful. I just love how it's turning out. Also, let's see, what else have I? Oh, my designated stitch. Yes. So my designated stitch is a modern folk embroidery. It was a 2024 Sal, no time like the present. And I realized that I really do have an affinity for anything that has a clock on it. I don't know, a watch or a clock. I just love that. And here I am making my way. I am on the month of May currently. And G even made the comment that, wow, that's really impressive. And I moved my piece up a little bit in the Q snap because now I'm getting down to the center. But I truly love this stitch. I really love this stitch. I'm glad I'm glad that I'm getting it done. I am doing Believe. I got this at Acorns and Threads. This is an Erin Elizabeth, and I'm doing it over 1 on 28 count. Duh. So many of you said, why don't you, rather than look for the blue 56 count, which I never found, just do over 1 on 28. I tell you, sometimes the brain just doesn't make the leaps, does it? But here it is. What I found out, though, in doing this, I'm using a little nurge hoop, which I love. What I found out in doing this over 1 is that it is harder than 56 count. I realized that I have to do 1x at a time or I get discombobulated. And I find that doing over 1 on 28 more challenging than stitching on linen on 56. But I love this. I love how it's going to be so freaking adorable. What I did this week is I brought out ink circles for my grandson, Wash Your Hands, my 2 younger grandsons, and I got some kind of little germy worm or creature stitched in there. And this is just a fun stitch. It's a fun, I can't wait to get it done. So I've been kind of keeping a nice steady pace. I have been keeping a nice steady pace. I have, I just love the colors on that. These are so pretty. Well, one of the things I decided to do for myself is when I'm stitching, I'm sitting quite a bit, as many of you are, and wanting to not be too sedentary all of the time, because once I get started, it's really, I mean, my watch does tell me to get your ass up. Can you say that? Get your rear end up off a chair and walk around, and I'll walk around the house and up and down the stairs just to make my watch shut up. But you know how I love my stars. I do love my stars. And if you're new here, let me just tell you, on my book of days, I give myself stars. So I have a red star for start, if I start something. A blue star is a finish. And a gold star is if I FFO something. And then I have 2 stars every month. I want to have stitched a little bit at least on a Christmas project, because I have many of them, and a Halloween one. So I give myself a star once I've done that. So this is what that looks like, and then tells me what to do, and so far this month what I have going. But what I decided to do for myself is I have an exercycle upstairs here, and I decided that I'm going to ride the exercycle every morning, or try every morning, for 5 miles. And maybe I'll increase that as I build up more stamina. But every time I ride that bike for 5 miles, I'm giving myself a green star. So today is the first day, and I gave myself a green star. So I know I'm a sucker for stars. There's something about patting yourself on the back and encouraging yourself. You are your best fan club after all. So I'm going to see how many green stars I get by getting on that bike. Because it has been, I mean, Jean and I've gone out walking, up on the mountain, but the weather has been so horrific. And when you walk on the trails, you realize how many of those branches and trees have fallen over, and you don't want to be around that. Okay, where are we? Let's see. I did have a start since the last time, and it is going to be a little bit of a challenge. It's different. See, that is the thing about if you haven't been with me for very long, I hope you will hang in there. But I am one of these personalities that will try anything once. I mean, I literally have done some interesting things in my life because all I need to do is to try it once. And if I like it, I keep doing it. If I don't, then at least I tried it. And I have had a Forrest Gump kind of life because of it. It's just kind of like, wow, so many interesting things, and I am so grateful for the opportunities. And I approach my quilting and my cross-stitch world in much the same way. So I do not have a favorite fabric or a favorite designer, or, I mean, I have designers that I love, but I'm not an exclusive type of person, only in one aspect of my life. And I want to see what it feels like to try something. So that's why I did the 56 count. And I find that I won't say that, oh, it was so much fun, but it was so much fun to have accomplished it. And I will do it again because I like that feeling. Which brings me to my latest start. So my son, I have the 2 projects that I'm doing for gifts this year for my sons. And so I decided to start the first one because the fabric came in. And it is it's a 32 count black Lugana. And I chose 32 count and Lugana because I've never done black fabric. And I thought this will be, I'm going to try to not make it terribly difficult and give it a shot. And this particular chart, I bought as a PDF download, and it's so interesting because it didn't come with a cover sheet. This is from Circus Stitches, To Rule Them All. And it's let me see if I have a photograph, because I took a photograph I downloaded a photograph off of the site, but it didn't come. Oh, here it is. Here. So let me just show you this. Okay, let's see, get it a little. So this is a Lord of the Rings, because my younger son said I'd done, the other stitches that you saw previously for him, like the Vulcan calligraphy and such. But he said he's a Lord of the Rings fan, And I saw this pattern and I just loved it. It's, you know, it's just perfect. It's just perfect. And it's by Circus Stitches. And I decided that I wanted to do it on black fabric with gold, some type of gold floss. And so I ordered the fabric from 123 Stitch, and I'm using Weeks Dye Works Amber because I like the way that looked. And so I gave it ever so just a bit of a start, and I realized that this is one that I have to use a light and a magnifier with. But I know this is going to be an amazing stitch. And the little needle minder called Love That Journey for Me, you see, it's that needle minder, Love That Journey for Me, is from, it's from the Nerdy Needle Design Company. Nerdy Needle. So this will be interesting, an interesting project. Yeah, I started this morning. It's still dark outside, but I got the magnifying and the light, and yeah, we're going to see how that goes. But I know that this is the perfect fabric for this particular chart. Next, let's see, what next? Okay, I was trying to clean up. I had lost something. I couldn't find something. It's not that I lost it. I couldn't find something that I needed when I was quilting. And this room was a mess. And in trying to find that thing that I needed, it became a bigger mess. And I realized that I needed to start organizing a little bit differently, start cleaning up a little bit, and so I'm in the middle of all that. I am in the middle of all that. But one of the things I decided to do was to go through. I had a whole, I have a shelf in my closet that is all these project bags with projects in them. And a lot of them are starts, they're the whips. But then I noticed that there were some of them that I intended to start but hadn't. And so I really took a look at some of those and said, is this a priority compared to something else I have on the books? And they weren't. So I kind of reorganized that and got some empty project bags, you know, to refill up. And one of the project bags I got was a dot goose design, which is perfect because I'm going to be starting. This is a sooner than later start because I'm meeting Janine, and I are going for a trip to hang out with Teresa Kogut at Primitive Gatherings. And so I'm going to start that guy right there. And I have this beautiful bag. And if I remember the story correctly, I think that Santa was actually stitched by Denise. And so I have the correct floss for the jacket, and I just have to get the rest of it together and pick out a fabric. So I have that ready to go. And now I am going to, let's see here. I'm going to show you what I got at Nashville Market at Acorns and Threads. And some of it was a pre-order. So let's get that going, okay? Okay, well, I can't remember where I saw this, but I saw it on a floss tube. Yes, I watch floss tubes. There's not a whole lot to watch on TV, and so I just open my laptop and watch floss tubes while I sit here and stitch and look out my window like Hyacinth Bouquet and keep track of the neighborhood. But on I know that I saw it on a floss tube. I cannot remember which one, but I texted Janine to pick me one of those up when she was at market. And that is this book here. It is another one of those beautiful books connected by the red thread book, Atelier Soed Verboten. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But look at here. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. And I also wanted to learn how to, and I know that if you are part of Linda, aka Van Mom's Patreon, or follow her, she does a lot of these types of finishes, and I really want to learn how to do this. You see that beautiful edging around the edge where not everything is framed. It is just beautifully edged. I mean, it's gorgeous. I want to learn how to do that. I want to learn how to do that. So that was a pre-order. And then the Artsy Housewife, Gigi. This apparently was a Patreon chart. If you belong to her Patreon, you would have already had it. But she released this, and it's just too cool. It is so cool. And the chart includes a way to divide it up into two separate charts. And so this is the Artsy Housewife. And see how you can just make two separate ones. You know, she gives you the border to create that. Okay. You know, it's kind of interesting to me. There has been so much discussion about this particular Santa. Yeah, people have opinions about, well, people have opinions about a lot of things, but Prairie Schooler Santa has caused quite a little discussion. My friend Margaret got me all hepped up about pears. I don't know, but this was so beautiful. October House. I mean, look at that pear. Yeah. This one I bought for a friend of mine because she's all about the ladybugs, and when I saw it, I said, yeah, I'm gonna just get that for her. But look at that. Look at that ladybug. Oh my gosh. Is it not fabulous? My friend Julie sent me a picture. That's all it took. And we are now going to be making Lily. And when I was at Market Day, Jolene, who's another local stitcher, she teaches, I think, finishing type classes at Acorns and Threads. And she runs one of the stitch groups at Acorns and Threads. She brought a pattern and gifted it to me, which was so lovely of her. which is this one. Isn't that adorable? I mean, and look at when he's got his mask on. But what was really awesome was the way she finished this was as a stand-up. She created a round surface on the bottom of this pillow so that it would just stand up by itself. And I'm liking that idea. Yeah. So we're going to have to, learn from her. This was an abled chart. And what I mean by that is it wasn't on my pre-order. I had no intention of buying it until one of my friends walked up and said, "Look at this chart." Yes, please. Robin Pickens, and Robin Pickens is the one that made the little heart charts that I got from Fat Quarter Shop to make the little 56 count pillows. Well, I don't know, there's just something so lovely about this. But look at that. Dandelions. Uh-huh. Yeah. So pretty. So, so pretty. A little bit of bling from Primitive Hair. Yeah, this is hard to focus. Keep calm and drink coffee. Exactly. That's what we want, huh? That's what we want. And then this is going to be my 2025 market start. And what I mean by that is all of the charts I got from Nashville Market, all this, which one am I going to start first? And it is going to be this one. I got the fabric, and this is Lugana 32 count Twilight Blue. And I got the Night Garden threads. This was a special pack. And here is the chart from the Tiny Modernist. I just love that. So this is going to be my 2025 market start. Before anything else, I am going to stitch that. So that is what I got from Nashville Market. Pretty good, huh? Yeah, I know. I had a little bit of... I didn't go overboard. I don't think I went overboard, but I felt like I deserved, I felt like I deserved a little bit of fun, just a little bit of fun. Yeah, and I had a finish. So you say you had I had a fully finished, a totally fully finished, and that was this. Yeah, it was so much fun to do. I got a bee in my bonnet, and I couldn't stop stitching it until it was done, and then I put it together. Look at that pillow. Isn't that the cutest thing? It came with the kit that I bought came with the button and the fabric and the pin. But yeah, if anybody wants this card, I can send it to you. Just put in the comments Bumble, And be sure that you're a subscriber, okay? So in the comments, just put Bumble, and I'll send this to somebody, because I'm not going to do it again. Oh, and let me just tell you, I couldn't stitch Bumble. I know. I changed the B to an H. So it's work hard, stay humble. But it's okay. It's okay. Isn't it? It's so sweet. And now that I've shown it to you, I get to go put it in a bowl somewhere. So if anybody wants this chart, heart in hand, I will drop it in the mail. Okay, I think I have covered everything. I think I've got, oh no, I have one more thing. Oh, I would have been so disappointed if I didn't show this to you. I went antiquing with my daughter-in-law and son, and I found this box, and I fell in love with it. And so here it is, this old wooden box. And I decided, I lined the drawer with felt. But when I was trying to figure out what to do to the inside, I went to my box that had some finished cross stitch that I had not done anything with. And I found Stacy Nash that was originally designed to be a needle book. And I decided this box is going to hold some scissors. And so I created kind of a flat fold with it and mounted it to the top lid, and then lined the inside here with felt so the scissors don't bang around. But there it is. So this closes, there's the drawer, this opens, and I'm going to put some like trim. I'm going to put some trim around it, but that's what I did with that, because this is going to hold scissors. But isn't that a lovely box? It's heavy. It is heavy. And every so often on these old boxes or old dressers, I see these, a staple or something, and I wonder what that was for. Why is that there? But it used to have a key so you could lock it, but it's such a lovely box. And I might mount something on the top, but I don't know. I kind of like the wood grain. Yeah. Okay, now I am done. Well, I hope you have a lot of market surprises for yourself. I would love to hear in the comments which is your #1 market start. I would love that. And don't forget, if anyone's interested in this little card, just put Bumble in the comment, and I'll send it to you. Okay, you take care, and I love you guys.